Welcome back to your daily news, but without the libtard propaganda. I'm your host, Aardvarks. Starting out, Jussie Smollett trial news. Apparently, Jussie Smollett got mad at the prosecutor for using the N-word because Jussie Smollett texts were being read out loud in court, and he uses the N-word a lot, which is weird because he's only half black. He's French, you can tell by the last name. That's the only reason you need to hate him. Anyways, but why is he allowed to say the N-word? And if they're just reading the text that he wrote, standard black hypocriticism. Is that a real word? We're going with it. Black fragility strikes again. With more Jussie Smollett news, he testified that he did drugs and masturbated with one of his attackers. Now, he's saying that this is a real thing that happened, and these were his friends, and they attacked him, and that's why it hurt so more. And they're really focusing on these Nigerians yelling the F slur and the N slur at him. And now, if one of them is gay and doing gay things with him, does that mean he can use the F slur? So it's not really a big deal. Anyways, shout out to Jussie Smollett for being the first American to scam Nigerians. He did at least one good thing for us. 1984, feminist retelling approved by Orwell's estate may get screen adaptation. Now, typical, there can't be original female propaganda that's made. They have to steal our propaganda and then adapt it for themselves because they only know how to copy and steal. They don't know how to create great original artwork. Maybe one or two examples, but you know what I mean. The feminist reboots of Ghostbuster, trash, it didn't do well in the box office. The feminist reboot of Ocean's 13, trash, it didn't do well in the box office. So I assume this is going to do amazing and buck the trend of these horrible female retellings. Good luck, retards. Mom says vaccinated son... English, it's my first language, can you believe it? Mom says son vaccinated in exchange for pizza at a California school. So what happened was they offered to give this kid pizza in exchange for getting a COVID-19 vaccine, and then the school and the nurse asked him, please don't tell your mom because we'll get in trouble for this. I don't know how they thought that was going to work. The kid's too young to keep a secret. But of course this happened in California because California is the butthole of America. That's why Florida's the penis, in case you didn't know. Let's look at some cool space images. Speaking of buttholes, here's the butthole of Jupiter. These were taken with the Hubble telescope, which in a few years is going to be decommissioned. I think 2028 is when it's supposed to come down. And the new James Webb telescope is, I think it's already been sent out to space. And not too much longer from now, we'll start seeing pictures from it. I'm super excited about the James Webb telescope. First of all, look at the controversy around his name and the telescope being named after him. Can you say based? But I really like space. There's a 3D documentary about space and the Hubble telescope and its life and how it was made and the pictures it took in space, narrated by Leonardo DiCaprio. It's just amazing. I love space. Speaking of cultural appropriation, white people invented space travel, so when we start traveling to other planets to live on, I think only white people should be allowed to do that since it was made by us, for us, and since cultural appropriation is racist and wrong, we can only have white people doing space travel. I'm just saying. Roman crucifixion, first example in UK found in Cambridgeshire. Every time I read a new British city name, I feel like I'm being pranked. I forgot to read this news story. I have no idea what's going on here. Whoops. And that's been your daily news, but without the libtard propaganda. I'm your host, Aardvarks.